Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Football Judge TV. If you're new here, thanks for clicking on the video. Please consider hitting the like button, subscribe to our channel. On this channel, we like to talk about things about football and we'll talk about them from a fan's perspective. So, I'm coming to you today with the big news that has come out of Chelsea Football Club, that Frank Lampard has been sacked, and this is probably one of the saddest days for me as a Chelsea fan. I mean, I'm so conflicted with emotions. I'm not sure how to react to this because on one hand, I really wanted things to work out for Lampard. On the other hand, I wanted to see my team play better and I wanted to see good results from our team, which was not happening under Lampard. So the news that Lampard has lost his job is quite sad, so unfortunate, and it has taken away all hope of the Chelsea fan base community seeing a manager establishing a dynasty like the Liverpool have done in the past few years, like a Barcelona did some few years ago, or like the way Manchester United did or Arsenal did under Arsene Wenger. So it's so sad because all of us thought, the Chelsea community fan base, we actually thought that maybe Frank Lampard would be given a good amount of time after being given all these players into his team. We thought that maybe he would have enough time to have them gel, to play well, and just to showcase their best talent. But unfortunately, that's just how Chelsea operate, and nobody can fault them. Actually, it has brought them a lot of success. Roman Abramovich came, he's been sacking managers left, right, and center, and now it brings them success. So maybe I'm just making this video to just react onto this news, and I think like maybe it's really a sad day considering Lampard came into the job when possibly no other manager would have been in there. There was a transfer ban. Chelsea lost Eden Hazard, they lost David Luiz. They needed to use academy players to make a team, and there was only one name that would come, and that was Frank Lampard. Maybe in hindsight, we can see that this was a decision made on sentiment, considering Lampard was only 1 year old in management, having managed in the championship with Derby. So it was maybe a decision that was based on, though a lot of things had to come together for Lampard to get this job, considering his managerial CV. Chelsea could not sign players. No top coach would come to Chelsea if they cannot sign players and give an identity to the team. Chelsea lost in Hazard. No other manager would come into a team that has lost a player who was responsible for half of their goals in the previous season. And now it was only Frank Lampard, because he knows the DNA of the team. He knows what it means to be a Chelsea player, what it means to be even a coach at Chelsea, having done some of his badges with the young kids. And one thing I'd like to point out is that the nature of this news is what is disappointing, maybe not the actual decision, because there are reports from reliable journalists here, and they're saying that most of the players were not even aware of Frank Lampard's sacking until it already happened, which I think is really bad on the players and their mentality. And as insiders of the club and as the people who are responsible to showcase what the manager is all about, they are the face of the manager on the field. I think it was only respectful and courteous for them to know that their manager was leaving, or their manager was probably going to leave. So maybe those kind of circumstances are not the best. Also, when you look at it from a sentimental point of view, you look at Lampard and you think that this was a perfect romance story, the greatest player of the club coming into a team that he knows very well and doing what he did in the past 12 months. Well, we look at the good moments that he had. He won against Mourinho back to back. He managed to keep Chelsea in the top 4 despite the difficulties that they had with the players. Lampard managed to, he was well beaten at the round of 16 by Bayern Munich, but really no one can really point fingers at him, considering how Bayern Munich were beating everybody left, right, and center, beating Barcelona 8-2. You look at how he went on to the finals of the FA Cup. Well, he was undone by having a couple of injuries here and there, having to reshuffle his team, and eventually being beaten by a very determined Arsenal team. So it's so unfortunate in the circumstances that he has left, because just after winning against Luton, Someone can say it's just Luton, but you just have to win against the team that is ahead of you. There's a difficult run of fixtures that is coming up, and it all makes this a bit difficult for the fans to swallow. Well, when you look, I know some fans are out there, they're happy that Lampard has been sacked, but when you look at it, this looks like a one-time story whereby there's no chance that maybe Lampard is going to come back again, having his trust betrayed like this, because, well, I would imagine that when he was having the conversation to get into the job, he knew the risks of the job, but with some reasoning, that Lampard and his team were very much aware that at any time they might lose their jobs, but there had to be some sort of compromise with the board or with Roman Abramovich to say that maybe if A, B, and C happened, maybe he should be given some time to build this project. And in the last couple of matches and weeks, Lampard has constantly referred to what Liverpool have been doing. He has said that they are a team that have been, when Klopp came, they actually lost, they were beaten even. I remember they conceded 5 against Spurs. They lost the Europa League again, semi-final, or was it the final or semi-final against Sevilla, doing 3-3. They were there getting beaten even in the semi-final in the final of the Champions League. But look at them now. They're the holders of the Premier League, defending champions. They won the Champions League, and all that took time. And once you have all these achievements, no one even cares about all the pain that you underwent back then when you had careers in goal, when you were losing some of these high-profile matches. Nobody really remembers that. They will only remember the success. But now Chelsea doesn't seem to see this as a good model of success, and, well, you cannot fault them, considering they always have success every now and then. Once they sack a manager and bring in another, they're always experiencing success. So, sad day for Chelsea fans, because this is probably not the best message to come out of Chelsea. One of the saddest things that has happened in the club for a very long time. Yeah, maybe that's just my sentiment, but yeah, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section down below, and tell me who you think is a possible replacement. So reliable sources are saying that Thomas Tuchel is coming. Well, he has a good CV while he was playing while he was at Mainz, while he was at Dortmund, and recently at Paris Saint-Germain. Do you think he's the man to take this club to where it wants to be, or do you think again he's just going to come in and at the first sight of a blimp in the road, is he going to get sacked? Or you guys just share your thoughts down in the comment section down below, and tell me, what do you think is the way forward for Chelsea Football Club? See you on the next one.